Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is Rebel Reagan. Well, that's not my real name, but Reagan is. But I've always been a rebel, so, I don't always rule. And I do try to consider others. But if it comes between me, my family, and you, hurting them or doing harm to them, forget it. You don't matter in my world. But you know what does matter? Taking care of business for America. It's where I live, it's where I was born. It provided my food, clothing, and shelter. With the help of my parents, the help of working, and sometimes when I had old hand-me-downs on from relatives or friends or the Goodwill, give me clothes that I could afford to buy. Okay, here we go. We have a USA Constitution. All our laws are in the Constitution. We have a legislative branch, which is Congress. We have an executive branch, which is the president's office. And we have a judicial branch. And it tells all the legislative information that goes through, whether it's legal or not. And if something needs to be taken out of the Constitution, it's taken out. Something needs to be amended, it's amended. But it has to be dotted, all I's, crossed all T's, and signed. And then it has to be inspected and gone over to be sure that it's for all Americans, not just a few. So stand up for America. Don't sit on your duff, even if you have to get up like an old lady like me with sciatica problems and other health problems, and I still try to get up and stand up for my America. Get you one of those little cards for the United States Constitution and read it. Read your rights. America's a republic for the individual. If I want your bicycle, I can't just go over there and get it and bring it back to my house and say, okay, it's mine now. That's called theft. That's what that's called. And I can't go over there and tell you, you can't vote for so-and-so because it's not what I want. You can't think, so I'll think for you. You either vote my way or you will get revenge in return. That's the way it's going now. And if I can't get your vote by honesty, by God, I'll get it by crook. That's the way the Democrats think. They do. And this early voting, mail-in voting, oh, what a horrible thing this is. You need an ID card that shows your face, shows where you live, your age, and has a number on it that says, and your voting card says that you're eligible to vote. If you're an American citizen, you're eligible to vote. And that, my friend, is where you have the hammer. The hammer. The 10-pound sledge. You don't have to hit anybody with it over the head. You don't have to make any cuts on anybody's face. You don't have to hit anybody and beat them down in the ground. You got a sledgehammer. You remember that song? By Peter Gabriel? Let me be your sledgehammer. Well, let us all be the sledgehammer for America, okay? Get your little pocket rights that we have under the Constitution and which are God-given. I want you to do that for yourself, your family, and most of all, the country where you live. Because if we don't take care of our country, we don't take care of our home. What have we got? Dictatorship. And everybody says that President Trump is going to be a dictator. He's going to get revenge on everybody. I hope everybody watched that town hall with Laura Ingraham the other night. That's the kind of man he is. He might bluster and shake his head and shake his fist and say, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Well, you know what? He's already been there, and he's already done what he could to help this country. And the people that came in behind him have done just the opposite. Just the opposite. Our electric grid is almost to the max. Put that in your mind and think for a minute. And what are they pushing for? Electric cars. And what happened in the snowstorm up north? The batteries froze. The electric pumps to recharge your battery froze. And the people in the cars froze. They didn't have no heaters. And if you didn't have a gas vehicle, whether it's a lawn cart or a 66 Chevy or a 65 442 Oldsmobile, which I had, unless you got a gas-powered vehicle, even a dadgum riding lawnmower, you don't go nowhere unless you put gas in it. And who went in and stopped producing gas for us? Who cut the pipeline, which would have made thousands of jobs for people? Who did that? The current president. We got laws right now. All he has to do is say, close the border. It doesn't depend on what the House puts through. And Ukraine, I think it was how many billions of dollars that we were going to give more to Ukraine for the war to end. I feel so sorry for those poor people over there. I don't feel sorry for the Russians. He went in there and he stepped in it. Putin, he's always been a thug. In my impression, that's just my opinion. Because this is what thugs do. They're bullies, and we got a big bully in our Oval Office in Washington, D.C. for America at the present time. A big bully. And they called Donald Trump a bully. What did he do? Did he bully us when he got in last time? No. He tried to do the right thing. He was drill, baby, drill, and he's going to be drill, baby, drill again. And he's going to have jobs you would not believe. Bring companies back to this country for manufacturing. He's going to bring back some manufacturing jobs. Now, they don't need the ones that they had before because we got a lot of technology to help that, including this AI. And I think technology's been great. I think the internet's been great for people. It's for communications and to get information, and keep in touch with people. I've been on Facebook going on 16 years, and I have a really close 100% friendship with about 100 people, maybe. A lot of them are acquaintances. But you know what? They all matter to me. Democrat, independent, Green Party, anything. Republicans, mainly, because I'm a moderate conservative. I'm not a liberal, and I'm not one of these hard right people. Okay? What you have to do is decide for yourself who you're going to vote for, what their platform is, what they tell you that they are planning to do, if at all possible, to help America. Not themselves, America. Let's see, how many real American citizens do we have about now? 315 million? Oh, gosh, does that count the 7, 8, 9, 10 million illegals that have come into the country? No. But I bet you by the time next election rolls around, we'll have some that are voting too, if not this election. But then, that's just my opinion. You hear all kind of things, and not everything on the internet's true. Believe you me. We've got scammers everywhere. They're like the hawkers on the fair midway or the circus midway. Sell, baby, sell. Make that money. Sell, baby, sell. And what are they giving you? A teddy bear that's stuffed with straw? Huh? A funnel cake that's going to make you deathly sick if you eat too much? I really like the livestock shows, And I like to go see what the people have done. I was a member of the FHA when I was in school, and I'm from the country. Future Homemakers of America. You know what? We need future homemakers of America. And it was, my brother's was in the FFA, Future Farmers of America. What happened to that? Farms were shut down, little farmers were pushed out, they planted pine trees, and they were paid by the government. So the little old farmer, like my daddy was, with a little old 1-horse, 2-horse farm, a little old farm-all tractor farm, but I loved it on the farm. I was a kid, I didn't know how poor we were, but I loved it. Little old tiny town I was in had one stop sign. Now, my gosh, they put up a red light. I sometimes wish I was back in the country, so innocent. I'd go back in the woods, get off the grid, because I am so tired of all this aggravation going on in politics, in the world, in this country, mainly this country, America, my home. Stand up. Enjoy your life. And if you don't stand up for it, you dead-gum sure ain't going to have it long. Me, I'm one of these pioneers. I go in and I take care of business. And if I want something done, I do it. If somebody else want to help me, I get it done. Sometimes it's good for me, sometimes it's not. But believe me, brother, if it's something that I really need, I really want, and my kids want, I'm going to get it. I'm not going to steal it. I'm going to work for it. You know what? They're going to work for it too. You know how my first mother-in-law did with her boys? Because she was by herself. She raised them by herself. So she was about, well, I don't know, they were up in age. And then she remarried again, and she mothered 5 girls that their mother had walked off and left. And she had 3 children. She made the boys wash the walls. She made them scrub the baseboards. They had to get out and rake yards. And they hunted for a lot of their food that they had because they were so poor. They picked berries to sell. I'm telling you, she raised them, and she raised them in a rough time. And believe you me, we're raising ours in times that are worse. I'm a great-grandmother. Do you think I want to see my little sweet, darling grandgirls or having to struggle to make it in this world? My little baby is 15 months old. And my big baby is 5 years old. I got two step-grandchildren that I dearly love. One's about 30, and I think the other one's about 35. And they live away from me, but I still care about them. I still stay in touch. They were Larry's babies. They were my babies. For what, 28 years, 29 years? They're still my babies. We're scattered all over the place now, my family. All kinds of states. South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, Texas. I have relatives in California, but I'm sure that they probably moved by now. Jeez, that's the left coast. And when I say that, I mean the left coast, literally and politically. Who wants to be a leftist? Not me. I'm a right-handed person. Let's do it right, okay? Get off your duff. Get out the vote. Care for others as you want others to care for you. Go by what the Bible says. It is not anything that is bad for you. It's good for you. The 10 Commandments. Most all of our laws are from the 10 Commandments. Check it out. Read your Constitution. Get that little pack that shows you what's in the Constitution. It'll blow your mind how much we have let slip by and let them get away with. I'm telling you, get with it. Get up. Open your mouth. I don't care how old you are or whether you can walk, ride, or whatever. Get up and get with it. And if you live in a nursing home or your parents in a nursing home or some of your kin, don't let these people go into the nursing homes and get them to sign something saying, oh, I'm going to vote Democrat. Yes, ma'am, you sure can. Yes, sir, you sure can. Put your name right here on this dotted line. Oh, you can't write? Well, I tell you what, put your X and I'll write your name. Oh, my gosh, that's just my opinion of what they're doing. But they're doing it. Get up, get out, get off your duff, get on the internet, stand up and talk at little meetings you have, get on the school boards behind if they're doing the wrong thing, about the books, the curriculum. Check the curriculum where your child is going to school. Check it. Check who goes to school and tries to influence your child, whether it be sexual orientation or whatever. Get involved. They can't do it to you if you don't get involved. If you catch the crook, he goes to jail. If he comes in your house, by the window, the door, or other means that is not welcome, not wanted, and it's in there to steal something or hurt you, then what you gonna do? Stand your ground. Pick up an umbrella. Pick up a brickbat. Pick up a cane. Pick up that old iron skillet and beat the hell out of them. I don't say shoot them, but if you got a gun, I don't care. If they got one, they come in there planning on using it. So by God, don't shoot them. Don't shoot them. Call the cops. And then, if they try to run, they try to run at you and try to make you stop, man, oh man, they done mess with the wrong old lady. And that big old gun I got in there, boy, it's going to bark and bark and bark. Because ain't nobody going to kill me if I can protect myself. Anything can be a weapon. Umbrella, rolled up newspaper, iron skillet, a rock. If somebody wants to kill you, they want to murder you, they can find any kind of weapon and they are going to use it on you. How was the first murder that we know of committed? You remember the rock? You remember what God said when the men were trying to stone the lady that they said was messing around with somebody else in the sexual tone? He told them, if you don't have any sins, then throw a rock. In the Bible, he said, if you don't have any sins, go ahead, throw the rock. Everybody has sins. Some are little ones, some are big ones. Everybody lies. They tell a lie here, tell a lie there. And some lies hurt, and some lies don't. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be kept to yourself, and I know I do a lot of talking, but I don't tell nobody nothing unless it's already known or I want them to know it. Okay? Just listen up to the mama, the grandma, the great-grandma. Love all my kids. My family is it, buddy, for me. That's my passion. And history and loving America is the other passion. And I'm telling you, if you don't get the feeling, the love that I do for my country and what it's done for me, good, bad, whatever, we are in a crossroads. We're at the Rubicon. I think we may have already crossed it with all these people that are coming into our country. Unvetted. They got supposedly not enough judges to handle the cases of them when they come in. So they give them a date, 10 years from now to come back before the judge? How many of you think is going to show up for that? How many criminals do you know that you let go like that and you say, okay, you got to be here now on November the 23rd. No, not the 23rd. That's too close to Thanksgiving. On November the 10th, the 12th, 11th, or whatever, to see the judge and to see if we need to prosecute you for coming in here and breaking our laws. How stupid does that sound? We got people in this country making decisions that are not for this country. Believe me. We have to get along with our neighbors. But right now, it's just like we got a pack of wolves out there that are after us, and the head wolf is up there saying, come on in. Come on in. You can laugh. I'm nothing but a little old redneck grandma, and let me tell you something. Ain't nobody gonna come in my house, mess with my kids, mess with me. Nobody gonna come in my yard. Nobody gonna come in my house. They're not gonna get out there and mess with me. Do you know that there's something in the Constitution saying we won't have soldiers being requested to live in the houses with our citizens? Yep. Guess what they're doing? They're bringing all these people in not vetted. We don't know where the heck they're from. 99% of the time, they lie, deny, whatever. Like the government, lie, deny, and cover your ass with paperwork. Excuse my language. Arse with paperwork. Okay? Check it out. How many of you read the Constitution? Boy, I printed that sucker out the other day, and I couldn't believe how much we have fell down on the dadgum job. Teach your children about the United States Constitution. Their lives depend on it too. And tell them the difference between right and wrong. My kids, they work themselves through college. They got umpteen degrees. You know why? Because they're hard-working American right people. One's independent, one's a Republican, and maybe some of the others that are the outlaws, in-laws, or whatever. They might be liberals, what I know. But you know what? I only know what I can do for my country myself. And you know what? With the millions that we have that feel the same way as I do, there's no reason for us to have somebody like that in our Oval Office. Somebody that seems to not care a darn about his country. It's hooray for him and the heck with us. That's the way I look at it. What if you had a best friend? And that best friend said, oh, I just love you to death. I just love you to pieces. You never do anything to make me upset with you. Man, I just love you. Never mind. I've been buried 3 times. First time was my husband was killed, Don. Second time I was married to a younger man. He was a playboy, and he didn't give a darn about anything. Oh, he was a liberal. I couldn't believe I married a liberal. You believe that? But anyway, it didn't last very long. Poor man's dead now. He died of cancer because he wouldn't quit smoking. And I tried to keep him to quit smoking. And he had juvenile diabetes. And he'd take 40 grams or 40, whatever it is that they give you to take for your diabetes and shots. He'd take it all at one time. And then he wouldn't eat what was good for him. And he drank. I used to drink too. But then I found out that what that was doing to me was just like some drug I was taking, Alcohol is the biggest drug in the United States, or I'd say the whole world. You can get it, walk into a club and say, hey, give me a shot of this, give me a shot of that. How about the cold drink? Oh, yeah, give me some of that, what is it? Grey Goose? Oh, well, I never had Grey Goose. I used to like Colorado Bulldogs, Russians, and I liked Rusty Nails. And you know what I ended up drinking at the last there? Seltzer. Pure old soda. Because I finally learned that I've been in a cloud for about, 15 years maybe, 20 years maybe. So about 15 years ago, my cloud lifted because I quit drinking. Now I got to the point, I never liked beer to start with, so I didn't drink beer, drink alcohol. Do you know what? I cannot stand the smell of that stuff now. Can't stand it. You get it around me, a beer, whiskey, and I go, ugh. Now I will drink a little wine. I like my blush. I don't like that old strong burgundy red stuff, and everybody to his own. I've tried it. I don't like it. I've tried other things. I don't like it. I don't eat it. I don't drink it. I don't look at it. You know what I'm saying? I make my own decisions. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. That's what's the matter. We let other people make our decisions. Get up. Get out. Get involved. This is your country. Thank you. This is Rebel. And I only rule me. Nobody else is the boss of me but God. Thank you. Tune in. Listen to Rebel raise heck at you and tell you the truth. America needs you to stand up and be heard. And I don't care if you use a bullhorn doing it. And guess who I'm voting for? USA, USA, USA. I'm voting for the USA. And I'm voting for the man who says he can help the USA. Okay? The border closed. Laws put back and forth. Executive orders put back and forth. It was supposed to be for the betterment of America. We're going to deal with foreign countries in a civilized manner and ask them if they want to go along with what we got going on, or they want to be, have sanctions put on them and whatever. Let me tell you something, y'all. Money talks. And you know what walks. Love y'all. Love all of you. Take care and be your own best friend and do your own critical thinking. Don't let some politician, your next door neighbor, or somebody at the grocery store tell you how to live, tell you what to do. If you need help, ask for it. If you don't, do it. See you next time.